Hello everyone, this is Kanishka from Professional Beauty and I welcome you all to PB Spotlight. As you all know, PB Spotlight is something that we started to connect the beauty and hair industry in India, and we have been bringing a lot of hair artists, beauty artists and business professionals on this platform so that we are able to know more about the industry and connect the industry better. Today with me is international celebrity hair artist JJ Savani, and with him is another hair icon, BUGZ. And we are going to question them, know more about them and get to know what are the trends in hairdressing today. If you have seen the April-May issue of Professional Beauty Hairdressers Journal, which I'm sure you have as it is the industry guide for hair, you would know who JJ Savani is. But I would like to introduce him here again. JJ Savani is an international hair artist. He has showcased his work at the London Fashion Week, the Dubai Lifestyle Expo, and he will soon be seen at the Paris Fashion Week as well. He is an aced hair artist and also specializes in barbering. So there is a lot more that we can ask him today about hairstyling, especially barbering and hair education. Hello JJ, welcome to India and welcome to PB Spotlight.
Thank you for the opportunity for being here. It's a great experience, working with you guys for not just the last issue, but you guys used my front cover in 2021.
Yes, I
think
so. Yeah.
It's Raining Men with the orange, with the pink background. So
right.
We've got a long-standing relationship, and I'm just grateful to be here.
And you will be joining us at the BB show very soon.
I will be, yeah. First week of July in Delhi. So I'm looking forward to being there, seeing the public, teaching them a bit more about male health, male grooming and barbering, and maybe a little bit of male makeup. We'll see.
Absolutely. So you will officially be part of the PB family now.
I thought I already am.
Yes, you are. Yes, you very much are. So it's great to have you with us here today. As you know, we are not just talking about hair, but we are talking about barbering, which you are, which is totally your element. But before we get on with that, I would like you to talk about BUGZ, like introduce him to our audience.
So we've got BUGZ here. Funny enough, sitting on my right-hand man in India. BUGZ, I'm not going to take away the spotlight. Tell them who you are, what you do.
So basically, I'm born in Bombay. So in 2009, 2010, I joined L'Oreal Academy. I did my diploma from there, and then after that, I worked with international salons. And then since quite some time, I've been starting working in the creative field. So I work with a lot of artists, including a lot of international artists, styling a lot of people in the hip hop scene, including Divine, Kashmir, and like a lot of people. So now basically what I want to do is I want to share, be a part of the team, be beside JJ Savani. It's the best feeling to share my knowledge to the people all over India.
Right. So welcome to PB BUGZ, and you two are becoming a part of PB family now, and we hope to have many more interactions with you in the future.
Sure.
Coming to you, JJ, our collection that we did for the last issue was focused on Bollywood. It was called the Badshahs of Bollywood, because Bollywood is a big inspiration for male hairdressing here in India. So what's your take on it? Why is Bollywood your inspiration, and how has it evolved?
I think so. As we mentioned earlier, I'm from a generation that, I'm in my mid-30s. So when I was growing up, although I'm Indian, born in the UK, anything I was heavily brought up from a young age on Bollywood music, Bollywood films, etc. So, I remember going every month, we would get films, whereas you guys have releases here every week, we would only get those releases once a month. So we were looking forward to that. But then you'd sit there, you'd watch it, you'd see the artistic flair, the lifestyle, the looks of these actors, So I've been brought up with that from a very young age, and it's clear to see that's evident in my work throughout the years, and also my session styling, At the end of the day, it's that whole lifestyle which I've been following for a long time.
Right, so that has been your inspiration. Any iconic look that comes to your mind instantly that is, that represents Bollywood for you?
It would have to be, rather than a look, I would say actors again. Love all my actors, but when we're looking at looks, fashions, people carrying themselves, you've got the likes of Ritik, you've got the likes of Arjun Rampal, and you've got the likes of Saif Ali Khan.
Yeah.
You know, it's very modern day looks, but with that classical flair, which
Yeah.
is timeless, it's evergreen.
Got it. BUGZ, you are the hip hop
Yeah.
hairstylist, so you have gone way beyond Bollywood.
Yeah.
What does it feel like to work with hip hop and rap artists?
So I mean, it's the best feeling because when you go to see hip hop artists, they are updated to all the trends. They always want to try something new.
Yeah.
So which I like about it. So that space, like it, I feel like I belong. I belong in that space
Right.
because it brings me brings out the creative part of me.
So since you are more into creative color, do you think the hip hop artists are more open to color than anyone else?
Yeah, definitely yes. In terms of the styling, in terms of cuts, in terms of colors, definitely like the hip hop scene is growing much bigger.
Okay, and when you compare the Indian hip hop scene with international one, what is the key difference that you see?
What I feel is that what these guys are doing internationally, our rappers are also doing the same thing over here. It's only that's the difference, I think. It's the same thing what they are doing over there. We are doing the same thing over here.
But are we following them? Is it a possibility that we would take the lead in something?
Like I wouldn't say that we are following them. I would say that we are taking inspiration from them.
Okay. Right. What about you, JJ? What is the difference between hairdressing here in India and abroad?
Again, it's whether it's hairdressing, whether it's the rap scene, whichever. We are taking inspiration from the Western world and bringing it to India.
Yeah.
We're not copying. Okay. You look at fashion; it evolves itself every 20 years. If you go on like these major retailers of UK, like Boohoo, Pretty Little Things, ASOS, I can open up ASOS's clothing website right now. Bro, they're selling kurtas. They're selling kurtas. They're selling dresses with desi prints on them.
Yeah.
So we're taking inspiration from each other. The only difference is, I feel personally, I'm not saying it's a fact, in India we're doing these things, we're creating new looks, but we're not showcasing it outside of India.
Okay.
And it's building that platform where we have that platform, but artists like ourselves, I think a lot of them don't feel comfortable showcasing it out. It's like, I've spoken to so many artists, hair artists, why haven't you entered this competition, the BTC? Why haven't you entered the British Hairdressing competition? I don't know if my work's gonna be good enough. I'm like, yo, if you look at number 2, the runner-up of the British Hairdressing Awards last entry,
Yeah.
I told you guys, it was Rachel White, she's from Bangalore.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at that image, it's insane. I just think people are not confident, they doubt themselves, thinking because we're Indian, it's not gonna be good enough worldwide. We smash it, like, step outside that box. If you don't take that risk now, you never will. And, you know, I think it's also that education. How do you do this?
Yeah.
And this is what heavily I talk about in my education. I talk about the cutting, I talk about the technicals, but I'll also talk about how do you take your brand from the local streets of Boromini, for example, and showcase your work in USA. Everybody can do it, but people don't know how to do it.
Yes. So, speaking of education, in India we have academies. Yes, we don't have uniform education in hair, but whatever we are offering right now is at par with international standards. What is happening is the educators are teaching hairdressers about the techniques, the cuts, the color, everything. But this that you spoke about, this process of showcasing your work abroad, that is missing from our education. So what would you like to say about that?
That step itself, again, personal opinion, it's us as big stylists, we are to blame for this. Not all of us, some of us. My view is I know how to do this. I've sat down with BUGZ last night and explained a whole business plan to him.
Yeah.
I said, bro, whether you take on 100% of my advice or 5% of theirs, it makes no difference to me. It's for your benefit. Huh?
Right.
But then there's the other mindset of market industry leaders like myself that think I'm not going to tell Bugs how to do this because I'm afraid he's going to take my position. Yeah?
Exactly.
Now, what that tells me about an artist is you're weak-minded. You should have that much confidence in yourself and your ability and the service you are providing people that I can give Bugs all my secrets, but my clientele is still going to keep coming to me.
Yeah.
And where that does is it now creates a negative sort of feeling in our industry and that sort of friction. We're now no longer working together as India to grow our name in the world. We're working against each other to pull each other down. It's that mindset we need to change. And unfortunately, that's not down to the educators or these younger students that are learning, because we're their mentors. We should be giving them that right advice.
Yeah.
I put my hands up straight. The fault is people like myself and that level and above. We're not sharing that knowledge again because of fear.
That's a very valid point. You don't want to give all, share all, because you think your students will get ahead of you. Yes, that's a very valid point. You have chosen barbering for education. So why barbering specifically?
Okay, so I actually started off as a hairdresser. I learned to do hairdressing, funny enough, at the age of 14 for 3 years in Borivali.
Okay.
I spent 4 years in Borivali at Harish Patia, old school stylist. He's still around.
Yes, Big Boss.
Big Boss.
Yeah.
He taught me hair. He then sent me across to L'Oreal and Perel. I did their colouring. I then did makeup. I did beauty. I took that back to the UK. I then did that for about 3-4 years. I then realised very quickly I do not have a lot in common with women. I can't sit there for 3 hours, do a colour blow dry, with Priyanka, for example, for 3 hours every month and ask her how's her kids, how's her husband, and the same stuff. I get very bored.
So true.
So I realised, let me go into men's.
Yeah.
I started building up the men's. It's quick, easy. I've got a lot more in common with them. I connect with them more. Because as a stylist, it's not about just, you can be the best technical artist in the world. If you cannot connect with your clientele on a level, it's never going to work.
Yeah.
So apart from your love for barbering, you also need romance.
Of course.
For
Of
the
course.
bonding with your
Of course. It's one of those, I'm a qualified trainer in makeup. I've worked for IMA.
Yeah.
I was a technical trainer for MAC, Bobby Brown, NARS. But I can do bridal makeup. But it's not what I enjoy. Why put me on stage teaching bridal makeup for an hour?
Yeah.
Your clients will see and the industry leaders will see it's not your strength. So I focus that on men's and male grooming, because looking at the opportunities right now, there is so much scale of growth in men's grooming that we've not even touched the tip of the iceberg yet.
Yes, and the spectrum of hairdressing, the beauty industry itself is so wide. You can choose your passion, like you have done with the years. You don't, just because you've learned everything doesn't mean you practice everything.
No, of course not.
Right. Bugs, coming to you, do you deal with female artists or is it mostly male?
Yeah, I also do female artists.
Yeah.
So what I feel is that I love to talk, So basically I'm comfortable doing that. So basically what I feel is that why restrict yourself to anything in particular. So if I'm good at something, I'm good at doing female hair, yes, I do it.
Okay, so you're comfortable with both male and female artists. Do you think there is any difference in the kind of demands that female artists need?
So basically what I feel is that men's and females, they both are equally experimental.
Okay.
So I've had men's who have asked for a creative job which usually every third guy would not have it with me. And same with the female artists, like even they want to go different. So it helps me to explore my creative side more. So even on men's and even on females.
Perfect example with Nana.
Yeah, exactly.
Completely out of the box, which obviously we're going to show Pro Beauty shortly.
Yeah. So that's why we did one male model, we did one female model.
Okay. So we're really looking forward to this experience at Pvt Ltd then.
Yeah.
Coming back to you about male grooming, what do you think are the current trends in male grooming?
It's growing a lot more. I'm finding, whereas I'm from the time where men would traditionally go to a barbershop once a month maybe,
Yeah.
unless they had a function. I'm finding as the years have gone on, especially after the 2000s, men are investing a lot more in themselves, whether it's hair, cut, colour, beards, skincare. They're taking a lot more pride in themselves.
Yeah.
Because they realise they can be outside in a £10,000 Prada suit. Again, no disrespect to anybody at all. I can get somebody off the street, put them in a £10,000 Prada suit and take him to get a 150 rupee haircut. He's not going to feel like he's 100% and he will still look the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I can get him a tailored suit for 2,000 bucks here in India and send him to BUGZ for a premium service, and he'll carry himself a lot better because of the confidence and the full service he's had to it. So I think men are now realizing you can have a 15 lakh Rolex on your wrist, designer clothes, but unless the whole look is finished, it's not going to work.
So it's going to complement
It complements everything.
your overall
Exactly.
clothes, accessories, shoes,
Everything. Like for example, I do a lot of session styling at Fashion Week and stuff. The haircut, and this is where a lot of barbers go wrong. This is why a lot of barbers actually don't get work in session work and Fashion Week, because they come into these sets with the mindset, my haircut needs to be the star of this shot. No. The star of the shot is the model.
Okay.
Or the clothing, if you've been booked by the brand. The haircut is there to complement the whole look. You might think I want to do a high fade, spiky hair, but if the person's in a suit and they've got long hair,
Exactly.
don't do the haircut because you think it's right. Do it because what you think is going to complement holistically the whole image. And that's where a lot of people go wrong. The haircut is there to finish the look.
Right. But this is specifically, say, when you're doing session styling. But when you are catering to clients on the shop floor, what are the mistakes that a barber should be avoiding?
Mistakes you need to be avoiding is, remember, you're a professional. You have spent years, whether you're a hairdresser or barber, you have spent years honing your craft.
Yeah.
A client may say, I want this done to my hair. It's your job as a professional to say and advise. Okay, maybe based on the proportions of your head shape or your bone structure, I would not recommend this higher fade. Maybe we still do a fade but lower. It's fine.
Yeah.
Because you're the professional. It's you then to guide that person what's going to look best. Because forget business cards, forget Instagram pages. The number one way of building your business is that person. They are your walking canvas. They're your walking business card. Now, if the customer asks something and you know it's not going to look good, they walk out of the shop. They may not tell anybody. But when a few people say to them, I don't really like that haircut, who did it? Or JJ did it, they will never come back and that word will spread fire.
Exactly.
It's like none of us go to the doctors and say, I'm suffering from this, prescribe me this. No, you tell him what your problems are and you find your solution. As a stylist, your biggest thing where they go wrong is your consultation.
Yeah.
Spend more time on consultation, find out what the person wants. They want a high fade with braids, this and that. Okay, what do you do for work? Fine. I'm a banker. How much time in the morning do you have in the day to do your hair? I have 15 minutes. Okay, I won't recommend this because you're not going to maintain it. It'll look nice when you leave the shop, but tomorrow morning when you wash your hair and you've got 10 minutes to get to work, it's not going to look good. All of these questions that you need to be asking at the consultation, that's where a lot of stylists are going wrong.
Facts. Yeah.
Do you ever face this with while working with artists? You ever have to say no to them for something specific they've asked?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Like what happens is if something doesn't look, I know that it's not gonna look good on them. I definitely recommend them that instead of that, what we can do and what will work the best according to their look, according to the costume they're wearing, and according to the place they're gonna be in the shoot on set. So everything matters.
Absolutely. It's the whole package of
Exactly. So it's as a stylist, it's my duty to make them understand and imagine that what would look good on them.
So before we started this interview, you guys were talking about how you're collaborating with each other.
Yeah.
So can we say that on camera too, please? Because this is really inspiring. We are doing cross-border work and we are, like you said, not fighting with each other, but helping
working
each other.
together.
So how does it work between you two?
Okay, so me and BUGZ connected 2-3 years ago.
3 years back.
3 years
Long
back.
wait, yeah.
3 years back.
Long wait.
Always just been discussing, admiring each other's work and trying to make things happen. Obviously COVID here, this, that and the other. I then obviously got connecting with you guys and obviously we've been planning to come to India for some time and we've made it happen this year, which is good. So I hit up BUGZ straight away. And what I was doing in the meantime in the past was anytime I had clientele that was going to India, I would send them BUGZ away.
Yeah.
Because I'm confident in his work and his ability and just his natural energy and persona. And vice versa, whenever artists were coming to the UK, BUGZ was sending it to me. So we thought it was about time our clients were meeting one another, but we'd actually never met each other face to face. I met him face to face for the first time on Tuesday before you guys turned up to the shoot.
Oh.
And never met him face to face.
Yeah. And yet you trusted each other.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where I find when you see somebody's work and you start talking to them, you get that energy straight away.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm very, I won't say negative, but I like to cover my safety barrier. So for example, I knew you guys were shooting with me on Tuesday. What day did I tell you about the shoot?
Yeah.
Monday night.
Yeah,
Monday
exactly.
night, yeah? Monday
Yeah,
night.
yeah, yeah.
Right, Monday night, yeah bro, we're shooting tomorrow, 12 o'clock, find me 2 models, one male, one female.
Yeah.
Put him under a little bit of pressure, let's see if he can perform.
Yeah.
He provided me 2 models.
Yeah.
And we did it.
2 best models.
2 best models. Yeah,
Yeah.
the stuff worked. And we sat down, we've been discussing, you know, and we've got plans, obviously, Pro Beauty in Delhi. We're also in talks with a few brands at the moment, where we'll be collaborating together. Obviously, I can't say who they are at the moment, but it is simple. We're very open and honest. BUGZ does not work for me, I do not work for BUGZ.
You collaborate.
We collaborate with each other. Because physically, it's impossible for BUGZ to be with clients or brands 3 weeks a month in London, the same way it's impossible for me to be in India 3 weeks a month. So why not pass on and share the love to somebody I know? Rather than me saying, nah, don't send it to BUGZ. I'm not seeing that recognition, money, work, content anyway because I'm not there.
Yeah.
So it's about working together, and that's what we've been doing, you know. We sat down very openly and honestly, this is what we want to achieve together by this January coming up. And we've been making movements, you know. It's one of those things.
Right. So now that you have a trustworthy partner here in India and you're also talking deals with brands, any plans of getting the JJ Savani brand in India?
Again, without going into too much depth, all I'm going to say is a lot of education, a potential headquarters, and maybe a few products.
Wonderful.
I'll let the public decide what they take away from that.
Absolutely. And this brand deal that you're talking about, will it be unveiled at Pvt Ltd? Will we come to know there?
You definitely know about Pvt Ltd. All I'm going to say is they're actually involved with PB, and they have been.
Yeah.
So you guys will know the brand. Words are going around that, you know, JJ's got a contract and BUGZ has got a contract, but until it's signed on the dotted line, we're not in a position to say.
Yeah, I'll let you know. I'll keep it. All right. Before we head to the rapid fire, let's talk about some message or do's and don'ts that you want to give to aspiring hairdressers, especially those looking at barbering.
Don't limit yourself. If you've got a vision in your head, find somebody to do that one as soon as possible. If that means giving them a free haircut and colour, do it. Because the longer you leave that, you're going to start losing that creative flair on those ideas. Secondly, invest in yourself, whether that's tools, whether that's education, whether that's content. I'm very open and honest. I can show you my accounts now. For the last 4 years, I have not taken a single profit. Everything I have earned, I have cleared off my bills, my EMIs, and all of that. The rest of the money I've pumped back into content creation. So if you look at my Instagram, I have professional videographers in my studio every week releasing content. Any show I go to, I pay for my content creators to come with me and catch content. Education. I'm always reskilling myself at least 3 to 4 times a year. If you're going to be a barber that thinks you know it all, put away your clippers and scissors. Like, this game changes on a daily basis. You need to keep, re-educating yourself. And number 3 is just invest in your own time. Learn when to say no. We're in such a high demanding job that you burn out so easily. There's no point of you working 10, 12 hours in a shop, going home to sleep for 2-3 hours and doing the same stuff tomorrow. It is going to burn you out. Learn when to say no and turn off that phone, because your time is your time. And that's very important for our mental health, which a lot of stylists don't understand. Like, if you look at the figures as a stylist, the amount of mental health, I don't know about India, but worldwide, the number of mental health sufferers are from our industry. Because remember one thing, we're not just stylists. We're unofficial counsellors.
Yes.
Our clients talk to us about something,
Yes.
and subconsciously we think, we let it in one ear, one out. We think about that stuff, and that affects. It stays, and you need that time for yourself just to reflect and let that stuff go. So they're the things I would recommend to any stylist, junior, upcoming, or even anybody that's a veteran.
Thank you for bringing this up, JJ. Mental health is as important for a stylist as any other profession.
Of course.
That's coming to you. What message would you have for artists, stylists who are aspiring to, work with the performing artists?
So, what message I would like to give is always update yourself with the latest trends, new trends. Keep yourself busy with trainings, and keep meeting people. That's where you're gonna share knowledge. You're gonna give some, you're gonna receive some. And the most important thing is the tool. Invest in your tools. The right tools are gonna get you there. Makes a lot of difference.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, BUGZ. And JJ for that wonderful advice. And now let's move on to our rapid fire. BUGZ, I'm giving you an option here whether you want in or out from the rapid fire, because I know you're not prepared for it. You're cool? So anyways, he's going first, so you would get to know the questions.
Yeah, exactly.
You can let BUGZ go first, I don't mind.
You go first.
Alright. 2 things that inspire you.
Music and films.
An evergreen hairstyle.
Mid-length, longer texture cuts.
Okay. When one style or fashion fad that you wish was gone.
I don't think I have one. I say if you'd asked me this 2 years ago, I'd say mullet. I would have said mullet. But seeing how the mullet's adapted and changed throughout the last 2 years, I don't think I can say that now.
Yeah, you can't say that for anything.
I can't say that. I can't.
Not even fashion.
Because there's little things I see, and I'm like, I don't like that. But I'm imagining that on me. If I see the right person carrying it off, it's like, for example, the haircut in colour we did on that, right?
Exactly.
If I put that on somebody else, if I was imagining it on you here, I'm like, nah, not gonna work.
Yeah, exactly.
But when we did it on her, I'm like, she carries this on.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't think I can answer that.
Okay, so everything stays, it's just the way you work with it.
That's it.
One hairdresser that you look up to for inspiration.
That's tough.
Yeah, it's a tough question.
I don't think there's one. I take aspects of different barbers. So whether it's BUGZ's creative colouring, whether it's the natural styles of Alan, whether it's the sharp fades of J Majors and the team like that in the US, I take little aspects from every other barber. And see what I like about them to create my own style. I don't think I could say there's one barber that I genuinely love. I can't even say I love myself 100% because there's always room for development on each and every person.
Absolutely.
So for me to say there's one person I think is wow, perfect, no.
Okay, so you can draw inspiration from
everyone.
Yeah. What is your signature style?
Signature session style, softer looks that complement the overall look. It doesn't also have to be like, it can be short fade. So for example, I did Divine last night for the GQ Awards. We went high type fade to complement the outfit he was wearing. Because although he's a hip hop star, he went for quite a schoolboy sort of formal look, which is something different for him.
When was your first haircut?
14. 14 embroidery.
With big boss.
Yes.
And if not a hairdresser, you would have been?
DJ. I've actually spent 5 years in Bombay DJing, and that's funny enough how I know Sanjay Spivak, the guy who we did on Tuesday, because he used to call me to Bombay to DJ.
Right. Maybe I should put up a DJ console at BB Delhi.
When I'm on stage, I'll jump on the decks, no problem.
Can have a show.
That's it.
Yes. All right. Over to you, Bugs. 2 things that inspire you.
My creativity and my perseverance.
Well said. One evergreen hairstyle.
The classics.
Okay.
Yeah, everything which is a classic. So it inspires me.
Any style or fad that you wish was gone?
So I don't think anything should be gone, because if anything is dead today, tomorrow it will be alive again. So that's what we call, like, it's retro novo.
Yeah.
The old styles changed and brought into fashion again.
Upcycle it, right? Hairdresser you look up to for inspiration?
I think is the father himself. So Mr. Sassoon.
Yeah.
So that's where I did my level 1. So the techniques and precision, everything is like too good.
Great. What's your signature style?
The color and cuts, what I do.
Creative coloring.
Yes, exactly.
When did you do your first haircut?
I think when I was 16, and that time I was not into hair.
Okay.
So I just did my friend's haircut for fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Without lockdown, that's
Yeah,
good.
yeah, exactly.
And if not a hairdresser, you would have been?
An artist, like anything in the creative field.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm a creative person.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you guys. Thank you for
Thanks for having
answering
us.
all
Yes.
my questions, and it was great having you here. So, people, that was JJ Savani and BUGZ, and you will get to see more of them at Professional Beauty Delhi in July. So please be there, and thank you for watching this.
Thank you.